because of this interruption of AI and ML, at one side you are saying that there are job cuts and layoffs and everything happening, right? So overall available jobs are also, coming to a restrictive numbers. So you have to do something special than typically what others are doing. When I see the syllabus or when I interact with the students, in a short span, lot of developments are happening.
So as you said that your background was in electronics and embedded system. So then what inspired you to pivot and pursue AI and cloud as a career forward?
If you want to make your profile stronger, DSA is definitely important.
Now that AI is in trend and with new developments in AI technology like every day, so what skills or core subjects do we as students should learn? Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode at Beyond Conversations. I am your host Adish and I'm truly excited about the conversation we are about to dive into. One that blends academic excellence, real world innovation, and the power of persistence. Our guest today is someone who has carved out a remarkable journey in the world of cloud computing and artificial intelligence. From his early academic work in the fingerprint biometrics to earning a PhD and now working at one of the world's most influential tech company, that is Google. As a cloud migration consultant, his story is filled with valuable insights for anyone aspiring to make it big in tech. Whether you're a college student exploring your career path, a budding data enthusiast, or someone curious about the evolving intersection of AI and cloud computing, this episode is packed with thoughtful guidance, industry knowledge, and personal lessons. So, without further ado, let's welcome the brilliant and inspiring Mr. Bhushan Garware, sir. So, good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the IEEE Pune Section podcast. We are delighted to have you on board, and let's start with an enriching interaction and conversation. So, the first question I would like to ask you that is basically a doubt of various of my friends is that could you tell us about your journey from being a college student and then cracking a company like Google as a cloud migration and AI consultant engineer? Yeah.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this. It's an honor. About my journey, I was not very studious, in my college days, but I love to teach. So during my college days, I love to teach my fellow friends, and that became my habit. I did my graduation from Mumbai University. It was in electronics and telecommunication. Then I did my MTech in COEP Pune for VLSI embedded system. Actually, it was not planned to do, graduation. I had offer from Persistent Systems when I was in my third year of engineering. But that was an
Okay.
year of recession, okay? The conditions were not so good. So I had given GATE exam. So I thought, let me complete my post graduation. So I did my MTech there and then I joined Persistent Systems after completion of my MTech. And immediately after joining Persistent, there was an industry academia PhD curriculum was announced at University of Pune, and I was fortunate I got selected for that. And then I took admission for PhD, and then I did my PhD full time. So that's how my journey is all about.
Okay. So as you said that your background was in electronics and embedded system. So then what inspired you to basically pivot and pursue AI and cloud as a career forward?
Yeah, that's very interesting story actually. So when I was doing my PhD, it was an year of 2015, 16. Okay, at that time those AI libraries like scikit-learn or TensorFlow, these libraries were not so popular. And when I doing my PhD, I was doing some research and doing some courses from some other universities, and then I came to know that it is really complex. And at that time it was considered that this machine learning on AI, it's not for everybody. It is reserved for few class of studious people who have very good in-depth understanding of mathematics and all that. So in 2015-16 I decided to create a course on machine learning for software engineers. So at that time I was I was in Persistent and I was working with learning and development department in Persistent Systems. So I got opportunity to teach machine learning there, especially for software engineers. So I designed that course, which was a very good blend of math as well as hands-on coding. So I wanted people to understand the beauty behind algorithms, as well as they should be able to do, work on some real life data and all that. So again, it all came from my an hobby of teaching and making the things simplified for the students. So that's how my AI ML journey started. My PhD was not core in AI per se, but once I finished my PhD, I applied all those AI/ML techniques, and then I had discussion with my guide. Like, look, those things that we spent like 4 5 years could have been done, very quickly by using. So here also an attitude matters. Okay, you should not restrict yourself because this is my core work and all that. Now a new technology has come, so let's ride on the wave, learn the new things, and if it is making the thing simplified for you, just use it. There is no, like, I see a lot of resistance from academia in early years about using deep learning and other techniques, but now
Yeah.
everybody has very good acceptance for these technologies. So that's how
Yeah.
my inclination from electronics, from computers, went to AI, ML, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, like you have mentioned it in your LinkedIn as well, you did a PhD in fingerprint biometrics.
Yeah.
So, how was that like applicable in AI, or like how is that related to the projects you did to gain experience in the AI field?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So, my research was on interoperability in fingerprint recognition systems. Okay, let me
Okay.
simplify that to you. Like, in a very simple terms, fingerprint impression of a same person captured on different devices, because the
Okay.
underlying capturing technology is different. You may have a capacitive sensor, you may have optical sensor, you have some other sensors, right? So every hardware that you use, they have their own characteristics. So fingerprints captured of a same person on different devices, when you try to match in the backend, uh, at an algorithmic level, they do not match, because there are some non-linear changes that happens because your capturing technologies is different. Okay, so my work is,
Okay.
can we design a fingerprint matching algorithm which is agnostic to the devices from where the images are coming. Okay. So
Okay.
one way
Okay.
was to design a matching algorithm to take care of the variations coming from the hardware. This was one angle to attack a problem. And another way that I tackled a problem is coming up with some canonical representation. Like, no matter from where the image is coming, you convert it to a unique representation so that matching will happen. So existing matching algorithms can also work. So that was my
Okay.
PhD work. This is all like we did mathematical modeling and all that stuff. But then, the formulas that we derived and all that, then at the end, by using neural networks, when I had a discussion with my guides, this can be done instead of this. You can learn the things. So, those patterns, if you have enough amount of data, you may learn that and come up with a model in order to match those figures. So that's how, the AI was not used during my core PhD work, but in the end, we have shown a comparable results and how those things could have been done very easily if we could have applied AI techniques during that time. But again, I said, like, my PhD happened during a time of 2012 to 17, and the tools and everything was not so handy at that time, so we couldn't leverage
Yeah.
that. But as soon as it
o-
was ready, I immediately applied all those techniques.
Okay. Okay. So now that AI is in trend and with new developments in AI technology like every day, so what skills or core subjects do we as students should learn to excel in the tech industry as a whole?
Yeah. So this is very important question. Like, and the things are moving really fast. Uh,
Yeah.
when you were doing post graduation and all that, we used to have like in soft computing or neural networks as a subject. But now when I see, or when I see the syllabus or when I interact with the students, in a short span, lot of developments are happening. Like every new month, you are seeing at a new framework is been released, new tools are coming up. So I can understand, at an applied side, students are facing challenge to make sure they are updated within latest tools and all other things. So it is bit challenging for you, but I still recommend. to spend good time on the basics. Okay. When people hire fresh graduates, they don't hire the tool users. Okay. The tools will
Oh,
keep coming and they will change. They will
yeah.
hire for the problem solvers.
Yeah.
So I would still recommend you to, don't ignore the importance of fundamentals. Please do machine learning course in depth, understand the math behind it, follow the steps, understand, machine learning algorithms, what are their limitations. After completing the course, you will realize that as soon as you start working on unstructured data, you will feel some limitations. Then go to deep learning, do the theory of deep learning well, though RNN and LSTMs are not used, but learn those algorithms, feel the pain of the training by using them, and then move towards transformers and then Gen AI. So go with the flow, don't skip the stuff because it is booming. Then you will actually appreciate like what has changed, you know what things were blocker in the beginning. So once you start understanding those small changes and how new improvements are coming up, probably you will understand what is going behind the black boxes. Otherwise, I won't shy away to openly say that the kind of videos that we see, like, I'm a prompt
Yeah.
engineer and I get 50 lakhs and 60 lakh of package. This is
Yeah.
all fake, okay? Nobody will pay you for just doing some prompt engineering and 60 lakhs at 70 lakh. So stay away from that, stick to the basics, and don't ignore your core subjects that you have. Okay? That's my
Okay.
advice.
Okay. So sure, as you said that practical implementation is as important as theory. So in line with that, like how important are internships and good grade projects, like industry grade projects, to actually land roles at companies like Meta, Google, Amazon? So how important is that aspect of the learning?
Yeah, very important. Okay. Again, I'm saying because of this interruption of AI and ML, at one side you're saying that there are job cuts and layoffs and everything happening, right? So
Yeah.
overall available jobs are also coming to a restrictive numbers. So you have to do something special than typically what others are doing. Okay. And your
Yeah.
internships and projects are the best way to showcase what you have done. Okay. This is an opportunity for you to showcase that you have worked on real world problems. Okay. So when you
Okay.
do a machine learning course, you will typically get some static data sets from some websites. We do follow a typical process of data pre-processing, building the model and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That is good for learning process. But once you do internship or some research project, you work on some real life problems. Okay. And then
Yeah.
once you work on a real life problem, you will start understanding a pain on, you know, how to get rid of the noise in the data, then data labeling issues. You will first realize that, it's not that you build a model once and your job is done, like you reported an accuracy, right? A live data is coming up. You have to keep track on how your model is behaving. Then
Yeah.
probably you may have to refresh and rebuild. So you have to live that life cycle of model building, and
Okay.
that is very much helpful when you do probably internships and all that. Few companies, again, in machine learning roles there are applied roles and there are research roles. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to work on applied roles, your experience, like your engineering experience and data science experience and how you bring those things together, that is important. As I said, productionization of machine learning is altogether different ballgame. Building model,
Oh,
probably you will learn in the course, but
yeah.
putting those models into production, you need different level of skill sets. So those are applied roles where engineers can go. And for research roles, I have seen that all big companies, if you go and read their eligibility criteria, they will straight away say you that uh, you should have publications in 1, 2, 3, 4 reputed conferences. Okay.
Oh,
So
oh,
that
oh,
criteria is okay. Show me your acceptance from these conferences, and that becomes your eligibility criteria if you're going for a research role. Okay.
okay.
And those are like in top tier conferences like CVPR, ICML, and all that. But
Yeah.
that is a gate for you to go for those jobs. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why students, at a third year, fourth year, or master's, where they should think where I would like to go, whether I want to go for an applied AI engineer kind of a role, or whether I want to go for a research roles, because then your preparation changes, based on what kind of a role that you want to go for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in line with that, sir, many students have a doubt that is DSA important for AI related roles or ML based roles, as it is important for development roles like software development or web development. So, does that play that crucial a role in AI as well?
Yeah, that is very crucial, because see, again, if you're becoming an AI engineer, okay, what you are going to do is, probably you may not be building the model on your own, but you should understand the life cycle of building those models, right? So
Yeah.
having that is very important, because then you will not be able to understand what's going on, what's the use case, what is an importance of model refresh, rebuild, what is importance of handling the statistics of input data and all that stuff. So having that is very much beneficial. Rather than, what I'm seeing is, like, people first look for DSA skills, and your engineering skills and DevOps skills or MLOps skills are considered as an add-on skill on the top of it.
Okay. Okay,
So
sir.
if you want to make your profile stronger, DSA is definitely an important. But on other side, keep sharpening on your uh, DevOps, MLOps skills. That is definitely an added advantage if you want to go for an applied engineer kind of a role.
Okay. Great, sir. So, how does AI intersect with cloud computing? Like, how are those two interrelated to each other?
Yeah. So I would say that this is kind of an tight coupling nowadays.
Okay.
Nobody does, you know, uh, with some, I would say that some super specialized areas where people do uh, modeling, or their data is on prem because they have some constraints. So if you keep those super specialized fields aside, it is kind of a norm now, because uh, the size of the data is so huge. It becomes very difficult for you to train your models on prem, maintain your models and all that stuff. So almost everyone does machine learning on cloud now. Okay, and you will, like,
Okay.
every uh, big giant cloud providing companies, they will have their own development platforms on cloud, because data is there. Probably training happens on cloud, and you will do your deployments on cloud for very uh, typical advantages that you get. So almost everyone does ML on cloud nowadays. Very few niche people who have some security concerns, who have some latency concerns and all that, they do it on prem kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I would say that you have to have those skills. Okay. uh,
Okay.
that's
So, sir, while breaking into such roles, non-technical skills are as important as technical skills. So, what is one such non-technical skill that you would recommend our viewers to like must have?
Yeah, so it's very hard to tell one, but probably I'll give you a combination of multiple stuff, right?
Yeah.
Very important thing, a skill that you should develop is, you should have ability to understand what the business problem is. Okay, whenever
Yes.
you talk to your customers, those most probably domain experts, like if you're talking to a banking expert, they understand their domain. If you're talking to healthcare they understand healthcare and all that, right? Most of them don't understand what data science is, and what neural networks are, and what algorithms are. They will come up and they will tell you, this is a business problem that I'm having. The the very important skill for a successful data scientist is to convert a business problem into a data science problem. So you should have ability to communicate with them, understand the right questions, understand the pain points, understand what data is, what they are capturing, what they are looking for, and then convert it into a data science problem. The moment you convert correctly the business problem into a data science problem, then it become very straightforward for a team. And obviously, once you build your data science problem and all that, and then storytelling comes into the picture, like how you describe what your data is speaking about, what insights that you got, and all that stuff. So for that reason, art of asking right question, making sure you have understood what the pain point is, and then solutioning it uh, to benefit the business. I have seen that very highly technical people, when they go on a call and when they talk to the customer, they talk so technical that customer just says that, okay, I got it, but this is a problem that I have. Like, how this gonna help me, right? So that skill is very important to become a successful data scientist. Yeah.
Okay. Great, sir. But with the rise of AI in general, there is a problem of ethics in AI, like
Yeah.
the use of AI ethically and non-ethically per se. So, what is your take on that, and what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, no, this is very serious problem, and I believe we should start thinking about ethics in AI right from the beginning. So I looked into it into this fashion, like uh whenever we start again, right now the situation is like this. For every problem, people are giving like an AI is a solution for that. Okay,
Yeah,
so people don't want to think any other solution beyond an AI. Okay, so whenever there is a problem, they say how AI can solve it, right? Rather, I have seen this change also. Like initially, people used to come saying that, okay, this is our business problem. Can you solve it? Now people are coming and saying that, tell me how AI can help in our process, right? So they just want to use AI everywhere. Okay, so if we basically talk about ethical stuff, right, there is an entire ethical AI life cycle that we should all understand, right from problem formulation. Okay, so we should start asking, okay, if we solve this by using an AI, what are the implications of this? What if AI fails? What is an implication of that on an end user, right? Because eventually
yeah,
you can't make AI accountable for wrong decision, right? So
yeah,
if you are denying loans, if you are denying healthcare uh, opportunity and all that, you can't say that because AI is saying no, or the probability of giving it something low. So right from problem formulation, you should think about ethical considerations. Then data formulation, what data we are capturing. Are we taking some private data which customers should not, or they are not aware of, that you are capturing about? That we should definitely think when we formulate an AI solution. Then when we build our AI solution, so if I ask any particular student, like, okay, if you are building a machine learning classifier, uh, what metric do you use typically, right? People will say accuracy, AI under the curve, F1 scores, and all that, right? But we
yeah,
don't consider the ethical aspects of our model. For example, okay, this is your accuracy, but is your for example, if just consider one attribute as a gender, male and female,
o-
right? Do you
yeah.
consider that accuracy of your model for males and accuracy for your model for females, is it same?
Okay.
People don't consider that. It's an overall
Yeah,
accuracy, right?
yeah, yeah,
When you try to balance it outside, and if you put that constraint in your optimization function, saying that I just don't want to minimize an error, while I want to
mm,
minimize an error, I want to minimize an error for these attributes together, you will find that overall accuracy goes down, because now your model is
yeah,
balancing that it should have for both, right? So these
yeah.
considerations are very important and should be taught during the school days also. And then, as I said, then you build a model and make it a part of your entire model building life cycle. Other
Okay.
side of this, I'm very worried about, the rise of a deep fakes and all that stuff. I'm really worried about that.
Yeah.
And fortunately, it's very difficult. How are we gonna control that, right? Long back, I remember there was a competition. I took part into it. They released like 100K videos, and some of them were fakes and some of them were real. And we had
Okay.
created a model to actually distinguish like which one are real and which one are fake and all that. Uh,
Okay.
the winner of the competition got 65% accuracy that time, and now you are seeing over the period of time how much is in quality improvement that we have seen, right?
Yeah.
So how are we gonna put restrictions on ethical use of these models? Because when I teach in the classroom, it's a matter of few lines of a code and you can create a deep fake videos and fake
Yeah.
images and all that, right? So that's a dangerous side of an AI that I'm worried about. And I don't know, is there any way by which we can stop this? Like, who should use it and who, because it's already out, it's already there. People can just download the train models and tweak it, right? Now, the ethical aspect is like during our, when we do the teaching sessions, when we talk to our students, it's an importance, like teachers should have a open communication with students, like have some those ethical consideration among ourselves, like what are we creating, what are we not creating, and all that stuff. So it's something that we
Okay.
need to adapt ourselves. There is very difficult to put some restrictions on development of the, unless somebody is inspired within, you know how to use AI in particular fashion. I'm sure there is a lot of work going on. There are a lot of opportunities to build the filters around it. So there has been
Yeah.
raise of publication, but it's always a cat and mouse game. Like today you build something to stop that, and tomorrow someone else will hack it and create a further better quality video, and then your classifier will fail to detect that. So unless it
Yeah.
is not learned within, it's very difficult to stop. And that's why this
Okay.
ethical considerations are of super importance. Yeah.
So according to you, ethics and efficiency should be balanced appropriately, right? Yeah. So, sir, how do big tech companies like manage the ethics at the pace that they are growing? Like OpenAI and Claude and all the rest of the companies are releasing their models at a weekly basis right now. So, how do they keep ethics in consideration with the progress that they have made?
Yeah. So it's very difficult. It's very hard to tell what they do, but I'm sure a lot of efforts are being put in the back. Uh, I have very limited understanding of that, to be very frank, like how they are doing it. Also, I have some
Okay.
restrictions which we can discuss. So maybe, but
Okay.
I can definitely tell, humongous amount of efforts are being put in order to make sure that those guardrails are in place, so that, it should not be, uh, you know, you'll see that even latest models that so the one way that they have seen is, I have seen when you build large language models, you get some configuration settings and all that, by which you can
Okay.
actually set your filters. Like, how can you
Okay.
block adult content? How can you
Yeah.
block these things and all that? So all those efforts, all these responsible companies are putting behind. That's the only way currently people are doing. Okay, so it's a very
Okay.
challenging, but yeah, hard
Okay.
exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So another rising concern in the AI field is that about AI replacing software development jobs or software jobs in general.
Yeah.
So how do you see that AI is reshaping the world for us budding engineers in the future?
Yeah, I'm not at all worried, about AI taking the jobs, because I'm seeing that there are a lot of requirements. And a very simple terms is, I would say that, a typical stuff that you are doing, that will be get replaced. But I think you should take it very positively. Instead of you, like, you don't have to remember the syntax, you don't have to remember the typical stuff and all that, right? So if you're considering writing a particular function is a coding, uh, then you're wrong, right? So take a help tool and, develop something quicker. Okay.
Okay.
Now whose job will go, like they think only this is my stuff, like the people who are not willing to upgrade their job
Okay.
if they are doing something repetitive over the period of time, they definitely need to think something else. On other side, I see it very positively. Okay. uh, you'll see that now you are able to develop faster, right? But you will get
Yeah.
lot more to work on. Like,
Okay.
many areas are there where we don't see software or AI is coming up. But because of this
Yeah.
faster and efficient way of doing it, you will see that so many areas will have a disruptions of software, digitization, and AI. So there are going to
Okay.
be a lot of work for that. Okay. So
Okay. Yeah.
very simple term is, if 10 people are doing 100 jobs now, and now instead of 10, if you need one to do 100 jobs, but there would be 10,000 or more jobs coming up. So again, you will
Okay.
have equal distribution of the work. So
Okay.
no need to worry about that. The only thing is you keep need to learn the things, right? You can't say that, I will do the same thing that I was doing like 4 years back. and still I should get the job. That won't happen.
Yeah.
So everyone is being challenged. Even every day, people like me, we also reserve some time in our calendar to make sure that we are learning something new. We are,
Okay.
understanding the pace the things are going on. So continuous learning is the mantra for that. If you follow,
Yeah.
you don't have to put uh, Zen AI replacing the things and all
Okay.
that.
Great, sir. It's a relief for us students then. Yeah. So, in accordance to that, then what future trends do excite you about AI or uh, like tech in general? Like we have seen such great things in the recent times, like video to text models, text to video models, text to image models, and it has led to some great innovations in the world. So, what such future things are you most excited about
Yeah.
in the tech industry?
Yeah. So, what excites me a lot is the disruptions of AI. Let's talk about the implications of this, the positive implications of this technology for the countries like in India. Okay, now imagine it will just revolutionize the way an education system happened in India. Right? I remember I learned in a government school. Okay, where 70, 80 students were there in a class, right? And then
Yeah.
they used to come and they used to teach, and you understand that 70 people, they have their own different levels of understanding and interest and all that. But in a country like India, where lot of diversity, lot of students are running and out, I feel that AI will just change the way we learn the things and how the schooling will happen and all that. So very positive impact. What I'm saying the AI will bring is your personalized learn. you know AI will help you to understand what are an areas where you are weak in, where you need to spend more time, without worrying about what others will feel if I ask a question. If I'm not getting a particular concept, I will get an liberty to ask it 10 times, like till I'm not understanding the stuff and all that, right? So,
Yeah.
personalized learning, especially for countries like in India, in your own language, in your own pace, in your own liking areas, will definitely help all the students in our countries, and it gonna impact. Same thing that we saw, because we have a huge population and all that, there was always a scarcity of doctors and all that stuff, right? We had seen that during COVID eras also, right? A very
Yeah.
positive impact of AI in healthcare, because we don't just take an example of radiologists, right? We have a very limited radiologist and so many scans happening every day. Now this AI is helping you to just rule out and let only the ones where attention is needed. You can accelerate um, for diseases like cancer and all that, mass screening and everything. AI gonna be so crucial for these areas where you want to do scans of thousands of people, and then you have an AI model running on it and just classifying patients and all that. So I'm very optimistic how AI gonna change, especially I'm excited the changes that AI bring in our country to fight the very basic problems like in education and healthcare that we are seeing. On other side,
Okay.
people are still building like creation of videos and entertainment and all that, and
Yeah.
shopping sites and recommendation engines, and you like this, you may like that and all that. That is good. That is important. But the fundamental issues that we are facing, like 75 years after independence, we still need to struggle with these basic uh, things like education and healthcare and all that. AI
Yeah.
definitely gonna make a very good impact. So I'm very excited, and especially students like you and your community, who understand the problem which are going around. Basically, they will build solutions for India. Okay, now you have
Yeah.
everything for tools and everything, and the real life problems also. So create an impactful AI solutions, not just because has built a food delivery system, so I'll create another food
Yeah.
delivery. So it's very important now to find a real use cases which will impact the lives of the people.
Okay. So, great, sir. A great interaction. And this brings an end to our podcast session. And I'm thankful to you on the behalf of IEEE Pune section, podcast team, IEEE Pune section, and I myself as well. I got to learn a lot of new things and new perspectives from an industry point of view about AI and agentic AI and a lot of stuff. So that will be beneficial to our other audiences as well. And I had a great experience. So thanks a lot. And this brings us to the end of this episode. What an incredibly insightful and motivating conversation it has been. A heartfelt thank you to Bhushan sir for sharing his inspiring journey. But this is just the beginning. In our upcoming videos, we'll continue exploring topics like ethical AI, emerging trends in cloud computing, and how students can shape their futures in tech. So stay tuned, there's so much more to come. Thank you all for listening. If this conversation sparked a thought or inspired you in any way, do share it, follow the podcast, and let us know your favorite takeaway. See you all in the next episode. This is Adish, signing off.